few weeks ago, I got a call from a client of mine to come and see this space. He had this idea in his head to open a bakery that is specialized in making croissant. Not just a regular croissant, fresh croissant, out from the oven, hand into the client, less than 10 minutes. We wanted to show the process of making the croissant. We didn't want to hide the whole process and put it in a back kitchen so the client just see the product. We wanted to show the process. I came up with this idea to have this open concept kitchen that is glass around it. So people, when they're sitting, enjoying their coffee, they can see how these people are working in a kitchen. Here is my idea about this space. This is exactly what is in my head and what I think I want to do. Right here, people walk in, they're gonna be greeted. Here is gonna be the coffee center, all the espresso machines, hand sink, smaller fridges, gonna go right here, right at the entry when you walk in. Right after that, I'm planning to have the main kitchen. The main kitchen will have a drop ceiling with a lot of LED lights in it. That means it's gonna be bright, and I'm gonna dim around it to make that space shine. And then right after that, we're gonna have the back kitchen, which is not visible to the consumers. It's more for practicality, washing dishes and cleaning up, putting a dough in and all that. So I'm gonna go to a city and get a permit for my client first. After the permit is done, then we can start the project. I'll be in touch. I'm here to check the electrical run-in. The lighting for this project has been installed for the ceiling. I have a drawing for it. One of the important part of my job is to come over and just make sure everything that I specified has been done correctly. The lighting that I have for the ceiling, it's not a usual light. It's flush with the ceiling, and also it's kind of random, but it follows a pattern. So it's important for me to make sure that they've been installed in a proper location. We are almost finishing up. The painting is getting done. The lighting, as you can see, has been installed. We started installing some millwork. We are waiting for the stone that comes installed on the cabinets. Pretty much the appliance is getting installed right after. Looking great. I'm pretty excited. The sign has been installed today and it looks pretty good. Almost there. Today I'm going to walk you through Angus Tea Croissant Shop. We're going to have a tour of this area and I'm going to show you what I did. The kitchen's supposed to be beautiful, but at the same time, it needed to be functional. They need to make the dough and we roll the dough, so they need a huge island for that. I use quartz countertop for this huge island. Because the nature of the stone is cool, it keeps the dough cool. To make this a focal point, I also designed this custom pendant. It has an LED light built into it. It makes everything a lot brighter so you can see what you're doing. At the same time, people that they're sitting the other side of the glass, it catches their attention and that's what they can see. The big sheeter has been placed over here. We had a maple wood table. When this sheeter opens, it completely takes the whole space. Underneath, we have all the flowers, about 7, sometimes to 12 different kind of flower. I also have some shelves over on top for decor and to have all the tools that they need for rolling the dough. When you come over this side, we have a beautiful counter. We have a placement for all their tools, handy, double sink so they'll be able to wash their hands. We also have a big, huge rational self-cooking center. This is the oven. This is a new system. This hood fan, it doesn't connect to the outside, so it doesn't need any vent toward outside. One other thing that I would like to talk about is about lighting this space. I wanted this kitchen to be very, very bright. So I used LED lights. The concept behind the light comes from the way that they cut the croissants in a triangle format and they mirror each other. So the way that I designed these lights are the same triangular shape and they're mirroring each other. I wanted them to be flushed with the ceiling. As far as the floor goes, I was dealing with a very crooked floor concrete. We went with a big huge tiles that look like concrete, so they do have that industrial feeling to them. In this area, I wanted the client to be able to sit down and look what's happening inside the kitchen. I designed this long bar that goes all the way to the end of the kitchen, and we have bar stool all the way. This bar is floated and it's made of stone. It's a beautiful, almost like a concrete look. The lighting in this side is very different than the lighting on the other side. On the left side, I used warmer lights, and inside it's brighter, it's whiter. I wanted to feel cozy, I wanted to feel dark, so it gives you that intimate feeling, and then you're really paying attention to what's happening in the kitchen. I wanted to keep the original column. I think it gives the space more industrial feel. It gives that original feeling back to the space. This is the area that they make coffee, and when the clients walk in, they can look at the menu, they can order, the computer is here, the cash system is here. I want it to still be a feature because that's the first thing that when you walk in you see. What I use is the quartz that it looks like a concrete. I mix that with the wood, maple. I use LED lights inside this wood that shines into the stone and makes the stone pop. On top of this angle shelf, I have the menu, and the menu has been written by hand, and I have a maple frame around it. I wanted to bring that vintage look into the space. I think this menu nailed it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.